Activation code required. Access granted. Warning. Evacuation sequence activated.
We're back. Welcome to the bunker.
Oh, God. And welcome to the S-4 Bunker, coming to you live here in the Cascade Mountains in Concrete, Washington. And, yeah, you caught us in the middle of laughing. Yeah, it's been one hell of a week. One hell of a week. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. So how's everyone doing tonight?
I'm still breathing.
Yeah, so am I. Kind of.
Fabtabulous.
Yeah.
I tried to cut my finger
Survived
off.
the full moon.
Yeah, that was what, last night?
Barely.
Right.
So we put some water out on the truck and crystal, and we're charging the crystal and making moon water.
I went the wrong direction.
Yeah, I went, like, I'm from Cape Horn. I went straight to you're doing meth.
Nope.
I was like, wow, this show just got more interesting.
No, Cheyenne wanted to charge her crystal and make some more moon water. So we put it under the full moon, and there you go.
Well, at least it was better than putting your mic in and putting her cell in the mic. I mean, that would charge it, right?
Yeah, with the microwave, but that's a whole other story. So Sunday I'm going on a hike in Bigfoot country in, Day Creek, not above Day Creek. So if you don't hear from me next week, then just come looking. Maybe.
We'll see what the weather's like. If we get the same amount of snow as Joe, we'll wait a couple weeks probably.
Are we supposed to have another snowstorm coming in?
Snow.
Depends on who you talk to.
I stopped even trying to figure it out. Today was like almost 60 degrees. It was nice out.
The newscasters are chasing the tail.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
I've
what?
seen 60 degrees in months.
What do you mean, wow, Rick?
Oh,
you live just
baby.
down the road from me. Yeah, it was like 55 degrees out today.
Oh, well, I didn't even realize it. I thought it was a little warmer than... You know the difference. If it's not 50 degrees, I don't notice it anymore. If it gets to 80, then I'll start thinking, oh, yeah, the temperature, it's hot now. Woo!
Watch me turn the heater off, and go outside.
Either that or I'm dying. I could be dying. So...
Dying's fun. You get to do that a few times. It takes all the fear out of it.
True.
I was just watching the damn group last night, and yeah, we've got high-tech criminals running drones into people's garages and shit. And really?
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Yeah, that was in the Van Horn area.
So why doesn't somebody do the logical thing that I've seen done with other systems and just run a feedback line that blows the drone up?
I'm sorry,
Because that would be too easy.
Because if somebody flew their drone into my garage to see what I had, I would close the damn door, and I own their drone now.
Look, I put Amazon. I put the Amazon logo on the side of the drone. People should know I'm from Amazon. It's fine. I'm coming to check on the feedback of the order you purchased last week.
I don't know about the rest of you, but if it flies on my property, it dies.
Here's the thing.
Well,
I
hold on.
not a bird yet.
Poor
I'm going to tell
800-pound
you, Joe,
owls.
if it flies on your property, that's a bad pilot.
Right?
No wonder the quails hate you. No.
Fucking quail. Switchblade.
Well, you're shooting them down. I'm pretty sure they need to protect themselves some way.
Right. Right. We're going to talk
Survival of the
about...
fittest.
We're going to bring up Reaper?
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting announcement to make. S-4 Paranormal is the newest brand ambassador for Reaper Apparel Co. That's ReaperApparelCo.com. So if you go to their website and you order something from this referral link, nope, that's not the right one. I will put the referral link in our Discord. It's on all of our social media apps, or will be by the end of the night. And if you go in there,
Your bubble, guys.
yeah.
But what is the Discord app? Like the Discord link? Because I don't know what the heck that is.
Give me 1 second. I have that for you. Friend, I just gotta find you. Where are you, Keith?
What Cole send it over Discord?
I was thinking he was going to do that.
I'm not that tired.
And
Not
again,
that tired.
starting next week, it'll be on our...
There you go, Keith. It's in the chat. Okay. Friend,
starting next week, it'll be on our S4 promo that goes into all the other paranormal groups.
so Reaper Apparel Co. was started by a gentleman who he himself has dealt with mental health issues. So he and his company are both mental health advocates. The idea is dying to live. They believe in not being afraid to live your life, but also not being afraid of death itself.
Yeah.
So they're a great company. Their clothing is awesome. They got some awesome stickers on there. And anything you order through our referral code, we actually get a little bit of money back for it. And also, if you use the coupon code S4 Bunker, it gives you 10% off. So, head on over to their website through our referral code. That's on every one of our social medias. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll be on the YouTube channel as well soon, and as well as here on Speaker and our Discord. And take a look at their website, see if there's anything you like.
And the website is back up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
active. So www.s-4radio.com is our website, and all that information will be on the website as well once we update. I know Reaper Apparel Co. is actually linked on the website. We just got to get the referral codes and all that.
Yeah, we did lose one of our sponsors for about 5 minutes, but
yeah,
we beat Eric's wife into submission, and she finally put it back on there.
Yeah.
So don't forget to also, if you need your taxes done this year, make sure you visit Red Rover Tax Service. They're on Facebook.
And if you're not in the state, they actually have a client in Pennsylvania. So using their portal, it doesn't matter where in the United States you are. You can use a portal to submit your information, and she will do your taxes and get it back to you.
That's
All right. So speaking of portals, what's on the agenda for tonight, sir?
Spaghetti.
So tonight we are talking Leylines, portals, and what the hell's up with the Stargate?
Well, SG1 or the new one?
What?
Is it access to other worlds? Damn thing exists. Pardon my French.
So kicking it off, I have a question. You hear all these conspiracy theories and all this crap, and I heard a theory years ago that the reason we invaded Iraq was because Iraq had a Stargate, and we had to go take it over.
That
I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't doubt that's what you heard. But that wasn't the problem.
What was the problem?
From my understanding, they were after oil, which is really funny when you think about it, because they've got more than Iraq does.
And that's what everybody heard. Everybody thought, it was about oil. And we're not going to get into the politics and the bullshit of the Iraq War. I just heard about a Stargate being there.
You know, honestly, I do think that there is a Stargate in Iraq.
I wouldn't doubt it. I know there's at least 3 on the planet.
Hey,
Yeah,
do you think there's
so
any
many.
chance the Baghdad battery was the original power source for it?
Good question.
The what guy battery?
The Baghdad battery?
No.
No?
See, the Stargate was powered by something way before mankind ever got around to developing things.
Well, the developments that mankind makes are usually inspired by those that came before.
Well, yeah. In this case, they were actually, if you will, what's the word you were just using? Not spawned, but in any event, it was the Eniod that actually put them in.
I always thought it was 9-volt when it came to the Baghdad battery. That's how they powered their flashlights.
Well, if they had to paint on the cave somehow, and there's no scorch marks, like,
Right.
come on.
Exactly.
Well, you know, the thing about the Baghdad battery is they found it ran on dipoles and lemon juice, and it does work, but it doesn't put off a lot of light. And again, there's that one relief on one of the Egyptian tombs that shows a huge battery,
Right.
and an actual light that has everything you need to make a light.
Well,
And
you
there,
know,
in some of those tombs, they're way down deep in there, and they didn't do that with mirrors and everything to put light down in there.
no,
And
it
they
would have
haven't found any
dissipated.
soot.
Yeah.
There's no soot on the ceilings, which there would have been if they'd used torches to create light. So
Right.
there
If
was
you
another light
understand,
source.
like, the technology that he tapped into, I'm sure there were many before him that tapped into that same kind of energy where, you know, he could literally touch a light bulb and make it, you know, light up from thin air without
Well, it's-
being plugged in.
No,
It's all about the electromagnetic pole. It is.
It's
our electromagnetic field,
The
and it
Baghdad
will
battery was
feed
the
off
first.
it.
Yeah, that was the first
Electricity
EMF
wasn't
meter.
just developed. It's, you know, electricity is something that was created in the beginning of time.
That was the
Right.
first Ghostbuster. They used the Baghdad battery to power EMF meters to go look for spirits. And they probably found a
I thought
shitload
Ben
of them.
Franklin invented electricity.
No. No, he got it from
You're
the
very,
Egyptians.
very
But that's
wrong,
actually
sir.
proven that he didn't even do that key thing with the kite.
I know everybody knows that was Einstein, and that's why his hair's so freaky.
No, it came from Tesla. It all came from Tesla.
Now the Nazis did that to him.
Yes.
What, they scared him straight?
Right.
They
Yeah.
definitely scared him into thinking he's going to have an atomic weapon in soon. So it turns out they were a little bit wrong. He was a little bit wrong about that, but you know, he couldn't account for Hitler going kind of loopy and deciding not to go with the thing that would scare most of civilization into quitting. So
Yeah.
That's when you thought Hitler went loopy? Oh, it was
Well-
way before that.
starting a war about 10 years before you're actually ready is, you know, really, with your supply lines and everything else. So yes.
Damn aliens lied to him.
Damn reptilians, they lie every time.
Yeah, we'll blame it on we'll blame it on the Techlex. The Techlex they actually wanted the Nazis for chicken. But, well, yeah.
How many astronauts also own chicken farms? That's just ridiculous, Eric.
What are you smirking over there for? You're awful quiet.
Because I left the fucking conversation to write something down on Facebook, and I come back to astronauts owning chicken farms. What the hell, guys?
Well, as usual, I was kind of the reason for that. So
God damn it, Rick!
It's always you, Rick.
So
Doing it out of love.
I
you know, what are you
remember.
gonna do?
I remember
How come there are no wild chickens?
because
There
they all got
are. They're called pigeons.
Oh,
No,
really?
hold on. That's a good fucking question.
They're more closer to like pheasants, wouldn't they? Like,
So chickens aren't
And
real?
here I thought it was just because they became civilized and started running the world.
It was a pheasant and a turkey vulture that got together and had an offspring.
That was a
Jeez.
turkey, wasn't it? And
You
we-
okay, Nikki?
Well, obviously the mama wasn't a platypus.
Chickens aren't real.
T-Rex,
Oh, wait.
man, I swear they
Yeah.
evolved from T-Rex.
Hey,
They
now
did.
what?
Walking
More
around.
to the point, it's vice versa. The T-Rex evolved into the chicken. Which makes
Yeah.
you
That's
really
true.
wonder about the IQ of the T-Rex in the first place.
No,
Okay,
wait,
whoa,
T-Rex,
trump card.
So chickens
They
don't
have to exist first.
No, but chickens don't have little arms in the front. I say they were
Yes,
raptors.
have you ever seen their little arms? Their little
They have little arms. They've just receded so far that now they've become a second comb of wing.
Oh, good God.
So if you go to like a chicken farm where there is a lot of genetic,
Three-legged
altering
chickens?
from them being so
Three-legged.
enclosed and everything, like literally they're bred and they don't even have feathers anymore. A lot of these chicken farms, the really big industrial ones, and they
Okay, those are no longer chicken farms.
They don't have feet.
What?
They don't have feet. No, it's weird.
Yeah.
The ones at Draper?
Yeah.
Don't have
When
feet.
you watch
Like
the
they do,
trucks
but
come
they
out
drag
with
their
live
stomach
chickens,
around.
right.
It's kind of
They
like the
don't
fat
have
people in
feet.
Wall-E.
That's weird. Huh.
Friend.
Yeah.
So three-legged chickens are what we call roosters.
Oh my god. Okay,
That
so here's the thing.
I see what you did there.
All right, okay. Who's up for a trip to CERN? We're gonna de-evolve a chicken egg and see when it pops out.
Smart.
we're already doing that.
I don't know about all the other birds, but I've been around parrots. Amazon parrots when they're babies, they just come out of the shell.
I didn't know Amazon
God,
sent parrots.
Nothing looks more like a dinosaur than a baby parrot.
Oh,
You
the
should see-
parrots
you should
are
see a
raptors.
dinosaur. They look a lot more like them.
Well, I ain't that old.
So we got to get some baby parrots, Cole.
Okay, so speaking
And
of this
train them all
evolution
to
of
be raptors.
everything, right? So it went from reptiles being all like smooth skinned, right? And then it went to they're all scaly. Now all of the fuckers have wings.
Yep.
So what do you think it is?
What? Wait.
Probably a combination of all of that.
I'm thinking propaganda.
Well,
I think you're probably right.
I dug up a lot of dinosaurs, and they're really odd things. We really don't know if they had wings or not. Some of them do, some of them didn't. Some of them had feathers, some of them had scales. It was 75 million years ago.
Right.
So,
Well, if you talk to the right people, they're just a hoax anyway.
dinosaurs are a hoax. I
He
dug
was-
up bullshit.
He was so
Told you you should've gone
convincing.
off the farm.
Yeah, the neat thing is at one point we found a Triceratops skull, and in that same layer we found an alligator. Like crap, we still got alligators. Why don't we have Triceratops?
That poor Triceratops, it swallowed a whole alligator?
No, it wasn't inside the Triceratops.
well, okay. So if we have the ability, and they're talking about cloning woolly mammoths, so
I like that idea.
yeah,
I want to
so-
try some mammoth jerky.
So why wouldn't we just go ahead and do the Jurassic World thing and go ahead and let's just pull some up, get some dinosaurs.
Well,
we can get them to the farm.
I'm sure someone's trying. Someone's trying.
They have
No,
scales,
I
feathers,
probably
whatever.
Of course, I got my own reasons.
Like,
I would be totally fine with the Jurassic Park thing if it was done by somebody other than "Hello, John." Well, hello, John.
Well,
Here's a
the
mosquito.
question you gotta ask is where they're going to put them. If they put them out in the middle, if you put them out in the middle of the South Pacific or something, you can't get the full feel of the dinosaur.
Well, that was the part that I hated about all of the Jurassic Parks, is I'm looking at this and they're like, they're self-contained. And I'm like, dude, you got ones that fly and ones that swim. How is that self-contained?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they had a lagoon.
So maybe they walked through a portal. Maybe they went like.
Oh, portal!
Oh.
Speaking of portals, hey. Look at Harmony bringing it back around.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing it back around to the subject matter. God,
Woo!
Oh.
You're making the rest of us look bad, Harmony. You're making the rest of us look bad.
So
last week we stayed on.
The Triceratops.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Alligators, right?
Oh yeah, there was alligators, and crocodiles, gars. It's a
Maybe
kind of fish.
No,
And it's weird because there were things we were digging up back then. The things that I held in my hand and went, we still have these. They're 75 million year old pieces of stuff. I'm thinking, well, what the hell's that got to say about evolution?
Did you find
Now,
a Coke can?
does it mean that some things evolved and some things didn't?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
did something walk through portals and went into a different dimension or a different planet?
Or like, we were digging up shark teeth back then. It's like, a shark, it's a
Fairy
perfect
portal.
organism. It started off early. All it does is swim, make babies, and eat. That's all it does. And it's really good at all three of them.
Except it can't swim backwards.
They don't need to.
So primal nature.
They don't have rear view mirrors because what's behind me doesn't matter.
So maybe in that case, we just evolve to the point of where we are maxed out and perfect, and that's it.
Wait, are you saying humans
No.
are perfect?
I've seen the internet. We're not perfect.
Well, we're not done evolving yet.
Yeah. I think we're going backwards. I don't think we're evolving. Or evolving.
We're running backwards.
We're
not
Ferris
going
Bueller in it.
We're running backwards. We're devolving.
I don't know. I think we're doing all right. Everyone talks shit about humans. You know what? I think we're doing all right.
For how fragile and ridiculous we are, for
Fucked up
sure.
as we are, I think we're doing all right.
We've had nuclear.
Yeah, given that qualifier would work.
So, yeah, all things here, 70 some odd years, we're doing pretty good. We haven't blown each other completely down yet. So,
Well,
although they're maybe trying to.
We only dropped 2 of them.
Rick, you better knock on some wood.
Hey, I guess I'm just biased against humans.
Well, I just know humans too well, so.
Well, I was, the fact, I was told one day by one person I was the only true racist they'd ever actually met.
Because you hate the human race.
You want to run that by me again? Well, everybody else looks at the person's political alignment, their orientation, their color, their nationality, and goes, that's the problem. The individual looks at me and goes, you look at the entire species and you go, you're all screwed up.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think basically, I think most humans are all right. There's a couple of really fucked up individuals.
We
Or
can
more
I figured out is why they always end up seeming to be the ones in power.
Dude, I guess we need to move to California because I have a different opinion.
More than a couple.
Guys, have you met the cows in California? They're happier than shit.
Right?
We have the happiest cows on the planet.
Yep.
And you know what? I told my dad that last night, and you know what he told me?
I know that because
That's 'cause
I've seen the commercial.
He said that's because they're all fucking stoned.
on TV.
Every cow is stoned out of its mind. That's why they're so happy.
Honestly, I don't care if the cows are happy.
No?
I'm going to eat them. I'm going to drink their milk. I'm going to eat their cheese. I don't
Oh my
care.
God! You're gonna
I'm
eat
wear
cow
them
cheese.
when they die. I've got leather boots on right now.
Well,
Okay, I gotta
would
say,
much rather
though-
eat the meat from a happy cow than a mad cow.
Well, I gotta say though, if he's eating the
Definitely
cheese,
don't want mad cow.
No.
if he's eating the cheese straight from the cow, that's not cheese. Joe.
Oh, and you don't drink.
That's
the milk
where the
from boy
Minotaur
cow.
came from.
You don't drink the milk from the boy cows. That's where the cheese comes from.
Yeah, but if we look at our consciousness just as individuals, if I look at myself, I can see how, since I was a youth and even a young adult, like how much I have changed in the past 10, 20, 30 years in my own consciousness level. And so, it helps me see that there must be some sort of hologram and that this is beyond just me. So, and I've seen it in more than one person where, people that I have, seen in very, very difficult life situations have blossomed and shifted and changed, and so
Harmony just
look at that, we
said
can
it
see that there's
so
definitely-
beautiful.
Yes.
It's so beautiful the way you just said that. We start out basically a piece of shit, a ball of fur, a hairless thing, a hairless ape, and we evolve. It might take 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 years, but we change, we evolve, we become better as a person. Not all of us.
Well,
A lot of us just, a lot of us are just fodder, and we shouldn't be here. But there are a lot of people. Honestly, they're not in power. They're just the average person living on a ranch somewhere, or living in the Kalahari, or maybe in the jungles of Cambodia. But they're good people.
Oh, I'm
And
a
you
firm
can't
believer
say
that
all
99%
humans suck.
people
You
are.
just
Well-
can't say it.
Just
and
as
I'm
a
seeing it more and more, every year there's definitely an awakening going on. There's definitely something where, not only are we awakening to the supernatural and, our
Definitely
collective
not Cape
abilities
Horn.
as a masses, in the masses, but we're also awakening to our own connection with each other and becoming better people. I think there are definitely the exceptions to that, but on the masses, I really see that. And if we want to, go into dimensions and portals, like if we are literally, our thoughts align us with our reality, then we want to, step through the right portal to align to the reality in which we want to be. So if we're saying, humans are all shit, then we're going to literally get a match to that, to, what we're going to experience life. If we start to see the world through eyes of, hey, we're fucking awakening, excuse my language, but hey, that's what we're,
Rubber's still alive.
and then you can start to see it more. It really does just change the way you look at the world. Changes the way
I don't
that
hate
you-
people, but there are certain people I will not hug.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Like the cell of the toe, of the muscle in the toe, does not necessarily need to hug the stomach cell, but they're all like working in integration to create a human. So if we look at that on the microcosm and
Well, yeah,
the
but there's one little
macrocosm,
question.
You're talking about like the mycelium network?
right? Yeah, absolutely. It's like mycelia. They're not all touching one another, but they are all one.
I do have one little itty bitty question for you guys.
They need to hug each other.
What's up?
What's up?
If mankind is evolving as we are suspecting, then why is it that so many people are tied up in two factors? Either that we're going to kill each other, or the reptilians have are running the entire world. Everybody is so caught up in the fear of that. It doesn't add up for me.
Can I take that one? Hold on. I want to take that one.
If you can keep people in fear, you can control them. And so that's part of the, last grasping of the straws of control as the systems are breaking down and people are seeing through the facade. Like this moon, especially, I've seen
I
so
think it's
much
bigger than
breakdown
that.
of illusion and so much deception being revealed, not only in the geopolitical world, but also just in personal relationships and on a collective level. This is something that we're all dealing with. Is this breakdown.
No, take it away.
If it comes to an evolution, or like an evolutionary matter, it's bigger than that. in evolution, we lose, like every species loses part of its population. If we are in an evolution, we are going to lose a huge amount of our population because we actually have the sense to influence others.
Right. And it's usually some kind of great pressure or great uncomfortableness, some environmental change that creates the evolution and shift in consciousness or physicality or however that DNA is shifted. Usually there's some kind of catalyst, and usually it's not as comfortable as we think it should be once we're in it, and that creates this new way of...
Maybe I'm completely out of line here, but I'm not entirely certain how this applies at all to Leylines or any of the rest of it.
Way to bring it back around, Keith.
It's stepping in through portals every time we think. Every thought we have is literally aligning us to a new dimension and a different reality.
Okay, guys. We're going to run into a problem here. And I don't know, maybe it's terminology on my part. But everything I've seen, everything I've talked to people about, you got one dimension you're working with. Third, a lot of different vibratory rates. But this idea of stepping into a fourth, fifth, ninth dimension, whatever, ain't going to happen. You take a third dimensional item and put it into a fourth dimension, you'll tear it apart.
Do you believe in alternative timelines playing out all at the same time, like quantum theory?
Alternate timelines, yes, but not jumping them.
And also, Harmony, you're using the word portal in a different sense than...
Right. Than it would normally be thought of.
I don't think portal is the right word there.
I actually think of vagina as a portal. Because, I mean, you're birthed through that, right?
Oh, God.
Well, you've got...
I'm like... Okay,
yeah, but you got 4 people who can't comment on that. You do understand that, right?
Well, in that case, the penis would be a portal as well. I mean, there's a whole...
Okay, guys, I've had enough.
Wait. Did I hear that a penis is a portal?
It could be, in a sense.
Okay, I gotta go sit over here for a second and smoke a cigarette.
Way beyond my pay grade. Way beyond it. I'm right over here. Tell me when we're back to regular portals and dimensional stuff.
Well, who knows, like, where we come from when we're birthed into this place, right?
Okay.
Well, I talk about this in my book. It is a portal, It's
okay,
for real.
Guys.
All right, Keith.
I love it.
I get that, Harmony, but in the sense of the paranormal, it's not exactly
it's pretty paranormal to be birthed and die.
No, that is normal.
Yeah,
like the actual bringing in of a soul, right? Is what I'm considering. I'm talking about on a metaphysical, spiritual level of the soul or the.
But then you gotta actually look at a definition every once in a while.
Coming into a place.
Because being birthed is not paranormal.
The portal are very broad.
No, but being birthed is not paranormal.
That is a natural occurrence.
Well, now, what she's saying...
Wait a minute. She might have something there. Men are portals. Is that what you're saying?
No. Oh, my God.
Well, if we clone humans, the thing has always been, do they have a soul? So, by Harmony's reasoning, I guess that would be our test case, because if we have actual human clones, do they have a soul? So, maybe, it does sort of fall into the supernatural in that case.
Yeah.
Here's Keith and I differ on that. Keith believes that they have a soul. I have seen human clones, my own and others, in containers on ET ships. Fully grown, adult-sized human clones. They put consciousness. I just talked about it on my YouTube channel this afternoon. They do not have a soul. They are in a container. They are taken out of the container. They are then cleaned up, put a device on the forehead, and they have subdivided the consciousness from the person that they've cloned them from. Because
and that makes absolute sense, because a cloned human, for example, was not a natural birth. A natural birth to me is a soul being reborn, not no. So clones, humans created, would not have a soul.
But would the clone have a part of the human?
Only through DNA.
The clone has the human. It's taken from your human DNA.
Right.
But what the ETs do is what the ones that take me do. The two races of ET that take me, 2 out of the 3, they subdivide the human, and they put a device on the sleeping human. They divide that device up, and they take a portion of the higher consciousness. They subdivide out the human higher consciousness to where your physical, the one that is asleep, I'm just going to use the word you because how else to describe it. But you in a sleeping body, they keep a lower version of the higher consciousness in that body, in the device. They keep it in the device that they take from the body, because it's subdivides out into 3 parts. I still don't understand what the middle part is for, but the top piece of the device goes with the ET, is taken to the human clone, put on the forehead of the human clone, and the consciousness is put into that body.
So we're talking, okay, so we're talking Avatar. Like, basically.
Yeah, I guess you
kind of
could
like
call
Dawkins, it kind of sounds like as well, like
not
like
think of it
a little bit.
I see Watkins.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's where Keith and I differ on, because Keith believes that all clones have a soul. In this specific case, with these specific ETs, I know they don't, because of what I had seen and witnessed. Now I know Keith would completely, and that's fine. That's two very differing opinions. Because we've had bits and pieces of conversation before. And yeah, that's how they do it.
But
I've always been of the opinion, in order to breathe life, you have a soul. So you have to have, in my philosophy, that's just, you would have to have one. Like, yeah.
That is, I used to believe.
She keeps breaking up. Her leg.
Well, you're talking about aliens cloning humans and things like that. Well, what about where they take human genomes and another human genome and they stick them together in a lab and they put it in a woman? Are you saying that doesn't have a soul?
Well, I think once it's in a woman or in like a person, there's a metaphysical reaction that happens.
No.
Okay. We're gonna. Whoa. We are going to scratch that question. We're gonna leave that one alone.
I think if it's made in a lab, it doesn't have a soul.
For the reason that I don't believe anyone but the person or someone that's going through that has any right to comment on that kind of stuff. But we're going to ignore that question. I'm sorry.
Real quick, though, I want to bring up walk-ins. Because I always saw walk-ins more or less as alien possession.
Yeah, I know somebody that that claims to be a walk-in for the last 2 years, and I would be interested to hear him and Keith have a conversation, because not very long ago Keith talked about walk-ins and what they were. Don't ask me, because I can't remember what he said right now, but I haven't had enough sleep.
We need a description.
So walk-ins are where there's humans walking around saying they're aliens. Aliens basically take over a body and walk around in human form as an alien.
Aliens
Those
or
are walk-ins.
entities, or there's different theories about walk-ins.
I see it. So anyone that's watched the TV show Lucifer, when Lucifer's mom comes in, it basically takes over the human body, and she is a goddess in human form.
Or Castiel and...
Right. They all take on a human body. They basically possess it. And I see that the same as what a description of walk-ins would be. An alien coming down, taking over a human body. It's a possession.
Just to be clear for our listeners, Christopher Walken is not possessed. That man is...
Are you sure?
That man is a national treasure.
Anyway,
No.
I have a question. So, moving on to ley lines. Have ley lines on the Earth ever actually been scientifically proven?
It depends on who you believe and who you don't, and who you credit as an actual scientist.
Well, and
Exactly.
whether you actually trust their science.
Well, if you look at, and I've always liked, there's a paranormal map out that shows ley lines across the United States, and there's similarities in certain areas where ley lines cross, where there's a high amount of Bigfoot, a high amount of UFOs, a high amount of hauntings in specific areas. Look at Skinwalker Ranch. What if that is actually a cross ley line point? Some of these hotspots, Mount Shasta, Bermuda Triangle, the pyramids, what if those are all cross ley line points, and that's why there's a specific amount of energy in those areas? Is that a provable point?
To the
Not
charts,
really.
They are. According to the charts, they are on major ley lines. That's actually like the pyramids and the Stonehenge.
And that's the thing.
Where like 5 different ley lines intersect.
Right. But
there's nothing to prove it, Harmony.
There's nothing
the thing.
scientifically to prove
For
it.
the first freaking
Well,
10,000.
if you understand dowsing, I mean, that was a science before other scientists took over and said it.
But for the first 10,000 years of our existence, North America didn't fucking exist. It was Japan, and then you got back to England. Like, we were missing an entire fucking continent. Like, science is ever changing. Just because it's been proven doesn't mean it can't be disproven. And that includes from the same fucking scientists, because Stephen Hawkins did it to himself every fucking day. He would prove something and then disprove it because he was bored.
Right.
For, like, dowsing was a way of a science in itself back in the day.
And
it
still is. If you ask some people.
If you ask some people, most people don't trust it because it's not completely accurate.
Well,
it's not an exact science
have you
anymore.
Ever done it?
I've seen it.
Done it.
I've seen people do it.
I've done it, and it's pretty accurate.
That's good for you, but farmers have been doing it for years, and guess what? It's not that accurate.
No, water dowsing was the first real method they used with dowsing.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna put a well, and they'd cross over and they dig there, and
you dig a well. Sometimes you get no water.
Yeah. It's not 100% accurate, not by any means.
So like it just depends on like, could ley lines exist? Yes, it's always a possibility. But whether they actually do, just because someone wrote them down one day, doesn't mean they actually do.
Yeah, the curious thing is when you see these phenomenons happening at these places, and you have places where they say Leylines cross, and then you have ancient native legends all over the world that people say don't go there. They usually call them like Devil's Canyon or things like that, and you just like animals won't go there, horses won't go there. You can see that, and then there's other places where there's places of power where they say Leylines cross, and I've personally perceived with my own senses certain nexuses and portals and where ley lines cross in my own experiences traveling. And, I think there's a connection to natural formations, rivers, and also where crystals lie within the earth, also maybe even different imprints that humans make. So it's constantly shifting and changing. So I think that would definitely support, why it would, something you could measure at one point isn't going to be the same, the next year or the year after.
The thing is, how many different people about Skinwalker Ranch? I mean, it went to Bigelow. Bigelow sold it. So it makes me wonder if some of the activity, for using Skinwalker Ranch as the example, if some of the activity died down because ley lines shifted.
Right.
Or because someone else owned it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, sir, I do think certain people bring in.
Look at the shit
activity.
Bigelow had his hand in.
Right.
Right. So, wouldn't his own energy bring something to the land?
Possibly. What's your thoughts,
That's
Nikki?
entirely possible.
You're sitting there quiet over there, and you're not laughing.
I'm just trying to kind of grasp. I'm just trying to grasp a few things here. I believe in ley lines. I've crossed two of them on a piece of property. I know Joe and I have had this conversation to a minor degree, and I understand where he's coming from with it. But you, yeah, Robert, contemplating, yeah. When you're so into you cross two ley lines and you didn't expect anything to be on this property, and it completely blew me out of the water. Blew me out of the water. I was laying on time on this property, but it absolutely shocked me. Property had a lot of things on it, and I didn't have even one ley line, let alone two, both of them crossing each other. It just really threw me.
Well, reason I bring it up too is because you have certain paranormal cases. So you have a client that's got, all of a sudden has a portal that opens up. Could a portal opening be caused by, all of a sudden you have shifting ley lines that crossed and now they got a portal? We had a case in Michigan where they had shamans come in. They had evangelical preachers, Catholics, paranormal teams. They all came in and didn't identify the portal. We sent the astral team in. They found the portal. They closed it. And this was a family that was so terrified about the activity going on that they actually moved to a hotel. Once the team went in, identified the source, closed the portal, identified the ley lines. There's not much you can do about shifting them. But once they identified it and closed it, explained what was going on, the family moved back in, had peace again and whatnot. But it would explain why somebody moves into a home with no activity and all of a sudden has activity without bringing, the antique furniture in that might be have an attachment. There's no explanation why there'd be a haunting or anything else going on. But all of a sudden you have a portal. It might also explain why people go missing for absolutely no reason. Because maybe a ley line shifted, portal opened up, they disappeared. They reappeared somewhere else. Just a theory.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I have no problem with the idea of ley lines, but at this point in time, there's no way to prove them.
No.
So
They're energy lines. That's all they are.
the idea that portals cause them, that's the thing. There are so many things that change on the Earth all the time that we have no idea what opens and closes portals.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
The
there's a
magnetic
necromancer.
field. That.
Sorry?
Well, and
Magnetic field.
the magnetic field on the planet can really screw with opening and closing portals, as well as we humans can. There are people I know that can open and close a portal. Living human beings. So,
Well, and
Yeah,
when,
there's
When
Word
that
right out of my
aspect.
mouth. Humans can, they can open and close portals subconsciously and consciously on will, and so that could be one of the things that's happening, and they could be subconsciously doing it because there is a shift in the energetics in the earth, so it could be tied in together as well.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to the electromagnetic field, our science on that is so young that we don't know how much. We don't know if the sun has been doing this to us the entire frickin' time of Earth's existence, or if this is starting to escalate either. We seem to be getting bursts from the sun every couple of days now.
Yeah, the CMEs.
And
then the Earth's core stopped rotating and is possibly going to start rotating in the opposite direction.
We don't have the original control test to actually know if this has been happening forever like this.
Right.
So
There's no way to
We do have the
scientifically.
legends and
No,
wisdom keepers.
there's no way to scientifically prove it now, let alone 4 million years ago.
yeah,
I mean, what caused the ice age versus what caused the tropical? Were there ley lines that shifted?
clouds.
Yeah.
Clouds caused the ice age.
Oh no, I agree, but
Well, and Scrat. That was his fucking fault.
fucking squirrels. And they're damn nuts.
Usually to have a shift in any great magnitude, it takes many factors. For an ice age, I'm sure there was many things.
So going to the quantum side, could ley lines shift reality?
Well, if you believe that they're connected to portals, and you believe that portals stepping through portals can shift reality, then yes, absolutely. If you don't believe that, then that would be the reality that you are magnetizing to, so it may not occur.
Where does the quantum come in with ley lines?
They're
Come on, come on,
two
spit it out.
they're two totally separate sciences. They don't come into each other yet.
Okay.
Okay, we might get to a point sometime in the future where we figure out something that does bring them together, but as of right now, it would be considered a science and a pseudoscience.
It's fringe science.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, we don't have any scientists. Well, there's few scientists that are actually into studying what they consider fringe areas. I mean, I thought it was phenomenal when the one, I want to say Harvard scientist, maybe not, that actually called Moa a possible extraterrestrial craft. That was unheard of. Still is.
Yeah, that's I can't remember the second.
I had a very exciting moment the other night. Kayla was watching Ancient Aliens.
Oh no.
I do.
Oh, no.
It's
Oh no, guys! They actually got something fucking right.
Hey, whoa! It's
Really?
my fall asleep show, okay?
It was an alien?
I put it on and it makes me fall asleep. So yeah, I watch Ancient Aliens in my sleep.
When it came to crop circles, ley lines, portals,
Right.
any of those.
Crop circles.
They actually admitted that it's possible that
It wasn't alien.
they don't exist. That they might not be there. That it might be something that is a thought form. But when it comes to crop circles, not all of them are actually made by aliens. Some of them really are man-made. They admitted that.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, because 2 British men came out and said, "Yep, we made them all."
Okay,
With
now
wood.
humans did not make them
Doesn't
all,
Dave.
but humans definitely made some of them, and you can tell the difference.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
actually,
you
they
can.
went into the actual science of the difference,
Okay.
and it's an amazing difference between the two.
Yeah, there's cellular changes within, like, it's over
Not just
4
cellular. It's
okay.
it's beyond cellular. Like it is visible difference.
Okay. Well, so a human cannot actually fold a cornstalk, for example, without breaking it, and then intertwine them and basically make a French braid out of a cornfield.
A
And I'm
human
sorry,
can
but
elongate
unless
the
it is-
rootstock.
And create radiation as
That's
well.
what I'm
A
saying.
human-
Unless you are out there and you are Mary Curie, you are not radiating that
No,
way.
and a lot of crop circles, they don't grow anything in that spot for like 20, 30, 40 years.
A human,
Yeah.
a human
Yeah.
that's using a board can't elongate the rootstock.
Right.
Longanate?
Right.
Yeah, fuck. Fred,
No, because I can't remember their names, but there were 2 British guys that came out and they showed how they did it.
Doug and Dave.
Right. And
Making-
they tried to take credit for all of them, but even though the same night they were doing it, they had crop circles like 1,000 miles away. Okay, Doug and Dave, you drove 1,000 miles to use your boards, make another one. Yeah, bullshit.
but that
Okay,
that-
first of all, they're not even good artists. 'Cause
No,
I've seen
they
which
aren't.
ones are theirs. And second of all, no.
but
No,
that so they
there's a
had
big
one that
difference.
was kind of a flower design.
Freaking,
Right,
they aren't
right.
Like it was an
mathematicians
Irish
either.
flower. And for that George Fuckalotagus guys, whatever his name is,
Oh, God.
Superlopagus.
I like Fuckalota guys. That's the best
okay.
last name I can come
George
up with.
Fuckalota, guys.
Fuck it all up. George, fuck
Come
it all
on,
up.
Nikki, unmute.
George, fuck it all up.
But he got 3 guys that actually do this as a hobby.
Okay, well,
Right.
To actually create a crop circle.
it's just a hobby.
Ancient Aliens is now on Pornhub.
Oh, God.
They also have an OnlyFans.
Wait, damn, alien porn on Pornhub now?
Are you? Is Harmony pulling up the link?
Hey, Harmony, get off Pornhub. Seriously. So is a bestiality when an alien screws with an animal?
What?
Oh,
What was the first part of that?
Is it a bestiality when an alien screws around with an animal?
oh man.
No, that's interspecies erotica.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you.
No. Oh, no.
Are you talking about from the perception of a human, or from the perception of the animal, or the perception of the alien? Because I'm sure they all vary. Wait,
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
to be
absolutely.
perfectly honest, an alien being with one of us might be their form of bestiality. Like, for real.
Oh, good point. Good point.
The picture Robert just posted, like not of Tarzan, but the other one. I'm kind of wondering how they got it to burn like that.
Oh,
That's cool. Well,
that's called a venereal
unless the
disease.
farmer didn't do it himself, then that's not cool.
And that is why the S-4 Bunker is X-rated.
Whoa! Hey, okay, so sorry about that. We are rated mature, not X. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, but sure. Yeah.
Eric has now started an OnlyFans.
Find him at footfinder.com.
So, could it be Leylines crossed, that is kind of how the aliens make crop circles.
I don't think that it's ley lines that are crossed is where the aliens make crop circles.
No?
I think that it's whatever field is big enough and in an area that isn't going to have a natural disaster in the next couple of days that they can find to get their message across.
Once again, it depends on what you think crop circles are used for. Because like that is the beginning argument of it, whether you believe...
Right.
Nikki, are you okay? Oh, God!
Hi, Nikki!
You are so red right now! You, like, make me want to start singing. You're so red right now, you make me want to start singing.
Okay,
Veggie Tales, Veggie Tales.
Oh, God.
So, have any... crop circles wouldn't be the right word in snow.
Wait, what?
It's
What
not
you
a
cut
crop.
out?
So, pictographs.
Pictographs?
Pictographs would be the equivalent of crop circles in, say, the Nazca...
Nazca Plains?
Nazca Plains. That's how I see them. Because it's still something you see from the sky.
Okay.
Right.
Could you... is there any recorded evidence of pictographs in Antarctica?
Ask Admiral Byrd.
Oh, wait.
Okay,
Wait, let me get the Ouija board out real quick and we'll ask him.
have you...
He may be a little deceased.
A little bit.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
When it comes to sand or snow or anything with a low molecular density, friend, you have to look at other possibilities because you have such things as... What the fuck is that called? Sand music.
Oh.
Where they actually... Sorry?
Cymatic?
Yes. So they take a small amount of sand and put it on a flat plate,
Right.
and then they will use a bow from...
To make it move around.
yes, but the designs it makes are very intricate.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta
If
tell
you have
that could be
vibrations
really cool.
forming on, or facing into Antarctica or the Sahara, it's a very good possibility that those vibrations themselves are causing designs in that.
What if HARP is creating
Right.
some of those?
What?
Or what if the Earth itself is putting out different frequencies, or if it's some kind of
Well,
human byproduct? like the
That
vibration
could be,
effect?
but I mean, HARP is using vibration as well, I believe.
Right.
that's
Yeah.
the way I understand it. Yeah.
Yep.
Freaking
So,
frackers.
but I think they're more concerned about like taking out the trailer park with the tornado.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, no, but legitimately, they are trying to get rid of those type of natural disasters caused by weather. They're going to end up causing more than they...
Tornadoes are
Oh, really?
empowered now. They take out middle and first class as well.
Bullshit!
No, just trailer parks.
Well,
so
in
far.
all seriousness, we've had tornadoes in places in the last 15, 20 years.
Well,
that
shit, there was a
rarely
tornado.
experienced them ever.
There was a
And-
tornado in Port Angeles. I mean, Washington State don't get them very often.
We
but
had the
do.
possibility of 3 last year in
Right.
Skagit
Right.
County. We
Okay.
are not supposed to get them in Skagit County.
No.
When you
we're
look
not-
at geoengineering, there is a proven effect when you create drought in one area. The effect is it creates a deluge down the line, and when you create, water and rainfall, it's going to create drought down the line because you're shifting the balance. And geoengineering has been used since Vietnam openly, and who knows since not so openly. So we know it's a thing. We know we can do it, and it's obvious when you see weather patterns change after you see different chemicals being sprayed in the air. So
Okay, I'm just gonna throw a wrench into everybody's idea here, but
Oh,
what?
I hate
No,
wrenches.
really though. What if it's not all this shit in the atmosphere? It's all that and everything else.
Right.
What if we're just in that 10,000 year cycle where we go back to what it was for a short period of time before cycling into the next 10,000 year or however many thousand year cycle of weather? We don't know what happened that long ago right here.
As long as it's not 75 million years, I'm good, because I really don't want those mosquitoes back.
Yeah, true.
Oh, God, no.
They're already way too fucking big.
Ask Alaska. Alaska still got them.
Well, they're not bigger in Texas, but they are. For a change, Texas doesn't have the biggest of anything, but if you get a saltwater mosquito sting, it feels like you're getting hit by a wasp, your standard operating wasp. It's no fun. So yes, I'm all for mosquitoes going extinct.
No, I'm good.
Honestly, I will take mosquito over a
I'm all for
horsefly any day.
birds, more birds to eat the mosquitoes and more bats to eat the mosquitoes. See, the thing is we can't just like want to eliminate one thing because it creates a balance in the food
of
for others.
course. Well,
for sure.
Can we eliminate spiders and have?
I'll tell you what.
I'd
get
be cool with
from
that.
them and everything, but I definitely don't wish them away.
Oh well, I would rather have the mosquitoes than the spiders. So can we have more birds and other things that eat the mosquitoes and then get rid of the spiders? So yes, that would.
It wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. Oh, sorry.
I'm good with birds.
Oh,
Perhaps you'll die.
You know, okay, so that's the thing about nature is. So when you're talking about the fact that it's balanced, right? I'm gonna say it used to be balanced.
Right.
Eh?
It should return to balance, but it's not. And yeah, there's so much genetic modification that the balance has been put off so much.
Well, okay, so I believe that that's also a cycle, okay? And I'm not sure how long of a cycle or anything like that. But, okay, so think of the Earth as the yin and yang symbol, okay?
Yep.
So,
Reality?
yep, so every once in a while, Brother Yin or Brother Yang gets the upper hand, okay? So, more of this white circle moves into the black, more of the black circle moves into the white, whichever way we're going here, okay?
Let's call it summer
And it's going to off-balance us. And at that point, the only way to get it back in balance is, hey, kids, hug it out, type thing.
Nature versus nurture. You know, and I'm more on the side of global warming, climate change is a natural occurrence.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
I don't take account where there's the photon belt either, if you believe in the photon belt, because we're in a whole different part of the photon belt than we've ever been before. And so that has all new factors, right? Changes, you know, like there could be more, like that should be totally part of, you know. And if you look at the yugas, if you're familiar with India and the, you know, what the study of the yuga cycles, they're, you know, they talk about the different, you know, shifts in our environment that come along with these shifts of the ages, and you know, also, you know, the precession of the equinox changes our position in the status of the universe and the position to the sun and the position through the photon belt and everything. So I'm sure there's theories in, you know, flat Earth theories and stuff like that as well on why it could be more than just climate change being, you know, affected by humans. So yeah, I definitely think that that's verified in so many different ways if we look at it.
Okay, but that's the other thing, is in nature, okay, in all that we know of nature, any given species gets to a certain point in civilization before that civilization crumbles. Okay?
Right.
So when we're talking about having it balanced, maybe our planet is at this point, but this planet has already done all these horrific things to itself, and it's at the creation point again, whatever you want to call it. Okay? So we got to think of this not only as a balance of Earth, but a balance of everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And at a certain point,
It's like
the Earth is going to shake off the fleas.
Right.
Because we're nothing more than fleas on this planet.
Well, okay, so it might be 20 billion years, it might be 100 billion years, it might be who knows how long, but everything has its cycle. Everything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
There is beginning and there is end. Okay? Even if you're going in a circle, there's still a beginning to that circle and an end to that circle. It might take way longer to get there, but it's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, and it's curious that portals are usually represented as circles.
Overall, yeah.
Right.
It's like a window opening up.
Right. Or like that little black dot that the cartoons used to throw against the wall, right? Jump into a little different portal dimension. And
always thought of a portal as an oval. And I've never understood
oval.
Right.
Well,
the oval comes from the Vesica Pisces, which is curious because that's in a lot of ancient art. You know, when I studied at Cornish, a lot of ancient art has the Vesica Pisces, which is that ovular shape, and you know, you have Jesus stepping out of this portal. You have Krishna stepping out of this Vesica Pisces oval-shaped portal. If you look at William Henry, the work that he has, and the Stargates, and different Buddha. Wow.
I have always thought of it this way because I'm a weirdo, I guess. But is that nothing? And I think that the reason for the oval versus the reason for the perfect sphere is that nothing in this world can be truly perfect. Nothing in the universe can be truly perfect. So there's always going to be lopsidedness there. Which is why I think that everything is like the cosmic egg versus the cosmic sphere. Okay?
Right. And that's, the egg is like where birth, is that creation occurs that brings in life, right? And the cell, even though cells are usually circular, there is like a shifting and a changing as they grow, and as the osteoblasts and osteocytes and bones, they shift and change and move, and the cells change,
Right, and I mean, okay, if we're gonna go metaphorically with it, it's that whole concept of nothing. There is no perfection in nature. There is no perfection in reality. It's all perspective.
Yeah, and then the wabi-sabi, right? Like the theory that like in the imperfection brings the perfection, right? So like honoring that shift of like you said, it's not an exact circle.
Well, and see, that's
from the eye.
That's the point, is that everybody strives for their circle, okay, their specific whatever it is that makes them perfect. And it's the imperfections that we got to look at that actually make the end result perfect.
Right. And another thought upon that as well, to build on that, is like if you have, an egg shape, like say you're looking at somebody's aura, and usually like up close it's an egg shape because of their, body shape and just kind of the way it radiates out. But if you're looking at somebody from way far away, or like a fairy or an orb or something like that, it usually comes across as a sphere. So it just depends on like the perspective that we have when we're observing an object. It depends on kind of like how we're actually seeing it in the illusion of our human eye.
Right.
And that may be why it's depicted as the circle, is because maybe people aren't seeing it very up close. And it is both a circle and an oval at the same time because of the perspective.
So, do you think, you've all seen the images with alien abductees where they talk about the ball of light opens up in their bedroom, the aliens walk out.
Right.
Do you see that as a portal? Do you think aliens open up a portal to pull their abductees into the ship?
That's entirely possible.
Me personally, I'd go more like tractor beam.
No, well, that's underneath the ship.
Now, we
It's-
watched.
You know, supposedly he didn't say "beam me up, Scotty." Now that's a new Mandela effect. I digress, but go ahead.
Well, I think that.
As an
Yeah.
we can do that, and I know that ET do that. I know that certain Sasquatch can do that. I know Faye can do that. But I also know, I also know that regarding the ETs, how they abduct is it's not via a portal. It's via some kind of flash of light and some kind of, I want to call it electronics. It's not electronics. It's some kind of beam, and I don't know what else to call it. There's nothing I know of that. I mean, you're there and then you've got hands on you and then you're gone.
Molecular destabilizer.
I don't know what the hell to call it, but I do know this: when I'm brought back, I come through the wall and the window. I'm on the basement floor of an apartment building, and I come through my bedroom window and the wall, and I'm literally levitated.
And you know, the perfect example of that was the abductee.
When I leave, it's not that way. I'm just gone.
Right, and the perfect documented example of that is the New York abduction, where you had I can't remember his title, but he was with the UN. He was a UN ambassador who actually witnessed it from the Brooklyn Bridge, where they actually stopped on the Brooklyn Bridge, or they were crossing it, and they actually saw a craft hovering outside an apartment building, and they witnessed an abductee floating out of her window and into the craft. Now, the tractor beam, the beam you're talking about, I always called, or was always referred to as a tractor beam, and that's the beam that you see coming out of the craft under the ground. What I'm talking about is these abductions where they actually see like a door open up in the wall of their room, and the ETs coming through. The only thing I can think of is like a portal.
So you're talking more the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard versus Doctor Strange.
I guess.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a curious thing too, is the rainbow that it's tied into often as well.
Well, I mean,
in Tibet, there's the rainbow body.
I do know the Rainbow Bridge.
Right. Well, you know, okay, so I mean, like, okay, so if you add every color in the universe together, you get pure white, right? So if that's the case, then of course the pure white would be admitting every other color on the edging.
Now, I've seen pure white on a number of occasions when I've been taken when I was little, and when I've had a course here in the apartment, and we've been in the process of crossing over spirits.
Right.
And here, that and the over 25 foot tall angels that I've had in my home. Oh my God, that's a totally, and they're solid white. The white is so bright, it literally lines your own retinas and your psychic eyes. It's extremely painful. Beautiful, incredible, but painful. And those are the only true, pure, utterly pure whites I've ever seen.
Right, it's like beyond the human visible level, the human spectrum of visible light.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, is if it radiates out, then the further out you would get from the pure white light would be rainbow.
Perceived, right?
Yeah,
right.
The only thing that we could see in our human forms would be the rainbow that excreted from that. It wouldn't be the pure white because our eyes don't register that spectrum in this frequency, I guess.
Right.
That would be the best way to put that.
Right. Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
So, can you imagine how time would change if Moses brought 15 commandments instead of 10?
Well, nobody's paying attention to the 10 now. So, adding 5 was just,
right?
waste of time.
What was that, History of the Worlds,
Oh,
where
yeah.
he dropped
That's
5 of them when he was coming down the mountain and then goes, these 15, I mean 10 commandments.
Yeah, and
Right?
Joe says it's one of his favorite scenes. And at the end of that movie, they had a scene where they did Coming Up in History of the World Part 2, and they did Hitler on Ice.
Oh, God.
And he actually did it. I started watching Part 2 because it's on right now
Yeah.
on Hulu. And they did the Hitler on Ice. That now is my new favorite scene from one of his movies.
Hitler on Ice.
Hitler on Ice.
Oh my god. What?
You know, I'm pretty sure Hitler probably is on ice somewhere.
Well,
In Antarctica.
Antarctica, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Down him with the giants.
they go to the scores on it, and he gets zeros from everyone except for France, who gives him a 10 because they're a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
And Poland doesn't.
Do you guys think that? What do you think about jump rooms? Do you think that those are related to portals or stargates?
I would put jump rooms more like a Stargate.
Right.
I'd put it in that category, but I don't think of it as a Stargate.
No?
Do you think like a portal is like a flower and like a Stargate and a jump room are like Rose and Daisy kind of, like maybe it's a subcategory of the same thing? Like a portal could be like many different things and like a Stargate would be like a specific portal?
I personally am of the belief that a Stargate and a portal are two totally separate things.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think portals go to dimensions where Stargates go to galaxies.
Well, and that leads into vortexes. Because then through work in Astral. I had somebody, I thought I was going through portals, and I realized halfway through that they're a little bit more than halfway that they were vortexes, and I was like, oh my god, because everything they spun and portals don't spin.
So what's the difference?
So what's the difference?
between a vortex and a portal?
To be perfectly honest, from my understanding and my thought process of a difference between a vortex, a portal, and a Stargate, is that a portal would be like ripping through space-time. You have no idea what's on the other side. It's unsecure. It's unstable. I would see a portal as being a intentional space and time, and I would see a Stargate as being a way to mitigate and travel past both of those spaces and time.
Mm-hmm. So what about a vortex? I always thought vortexes and portals were just a word of the same thing.
That's what I thought. I thought a portal was a opening into a different place, and that could be in many different ways.
Think of a vortex more like a sinkhole.
Or like a tunnel, a tube.
Maybe it's like which hemisphere you're in. One swirls to the left, one swirls to the right.
Well, it's a portal, man. Have you ever seen the Harry Potter episode where they have the Ministry of Magic? You have to flush yourself down the toilet to get through their portal to get into the into the doorway to the Ministry of Magic. It's one way in.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. I thought that was a great take on the portal.
Just what Rick is in the Discord chat. That was what it was like going through a vortex. To me, it was like a tunnel.
So it's a warp tunnel.
A long tunnel.
It'd be a warp tunnel.
That spun. Yeah, essentially, and it spun. When I've been through a portal, you can see the other side of it. Vortex, you cannot.
But if you don't know what you're looking at, isn't a portal kind of seen like a heat wave?
Like a mirage?
How do you mean?
So, okay, Predator. The movie Predator, when you can't see him, but you just see like a wave.
Shimmer.
Yeah. Would a shimmer be a portal? And if you see a shimmer in front of you walking in the woods, don't you dare walk any further?
It could potentially, in my opinion, that's just my personal opinion, but but that's not how I. Okay, when I saw my very first portal last January 2022, about this year, January of 2022. I could literally see the other side. It was like an open, and you could see completely through. And I could have easily have stepped, if I were out of the car fast enough and getting my ass over there, I could have easily break through it. I mean, just like a doorway. You can see everything on the other side.
But you can't see what's on. But you can't see what's on the other side of the portal. You can see. So, like, I'm walking through the woods. I see the other side of the woods, but not what's inside the portal.
No, I saw everything that was inside the portal, Eric.
Okay.
I think what
Do you
you
believe
saw.
a fairy portal, a fairy ring is a portal or a vortex? Or both, or a combination of something else.
I think it could be a portal. I think it could drop into another realm. I've never experienced one before.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Them, yeah, I've seen them before, but I've never. I've seen them before as a kid, but I've never, and I knew for whatever reason to stay away from it, and I never understood why as an adult. But I never saw into it like I did with this open portal. Now, it's very possible I could be wrong, in my opinion, but I'm basing my on what I really clearly saw last January, or technically, I suppose, 2 Januaries ago. But it's very possible it could be a vortex. And, wow, I really found out that I don't like vortexes. I spin in them. Equilibrium, my head, I just get that momentum going, and I can feel every fraction of a millisecond going around and around.
That was my understanding of like a vortex, the difference between a vortex and a portal. But I thought like a vortex was a portal, just because to me, my definitions are like a portal is like a doorway, right? And like a vortex is like something spinning. And so like a vortex could be a spinning doorway.
Yeah, they're all doorways, but I think it depends on where you want to go.
Portal, like the word portal usually is used as like a doorway of some sort. Like if you're talking about on a ship or, you know, in, you know, ancient art and different or architecture, the portal is the doorway, right? So, like, I thought, you know, like, from my definitions on how I was viewing it is that, like, a vortex is intertwined throughout all of these, you know, like, not a vortex, a portal, where a portal could be a vortex, a portal could be a stargate, a portal could be where Leylines cross, a portal could be created individually from us, but it's like some kind of doorway to like another realm, another dimension, another timeline, another, you know, experience. And they can be on microcosm and macrocosm in every, you know, facet of life, really. Like, portals are everywhere. Water in feng shui, water is a portal, you know.
Not necessarily.
I study a lot of different cultures when I form my definitions, and a lot of etymology as well. That's where my understanding comes from. So I love that we all have different definitions, because it shows how, you know, like, there's understandings in different conversations very easily because of those definitions can be so vastly different.
Well, it's not just definitions, it's cultural perspective.
Yes. An environmental perspective.
Mm-hmm. Because what Hindu is describing as a portal, they don't call it a portal because, well, that's a different culture. And well, our definition would be a portal.
Right. The translation.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I like the Doctor Strange perspective. Now, what I walked through in Germany, I have no idea what that was. That was more like a time warp, or a shift in, or like a shift in time.
Yeah, that to me is like I don't know why, but a time ribbon. The word ribbon keeps popping up. Anytime you talk about that, I've always seen like a ribbon, and I've second ribbon, and I've never understood that.
And what was weird to me is how my vision changed from normal, you know, walking through an alley to black and white. I actually saw it all in black and white.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
now, wait a minute. I've had it happen to me.
Eric,
when
what you experienced was a time shift.
Something.
Well, when black and white happened to me, I was told later that my mind, for whatever reason, at that given second in time, couldn't grasp the full magnitude of it, and it had to be in black and white for me to
like when the first CDs were made.
It was it would have created, basically what I was told is, it would have created an overstimulation of a certain section of the brain. And for me personally, I was told that because of that, I would not have been able to have grasped what was being shown to me in a specific way. And I'm wondering what happened with you with that situation.
Well, you know, honestly, had I seen Hitler and his entourage in color, I probably wouldn't have paid as much attention to it, other than the fact that it was black and white. Because it didn't really dawn. And the same thing with my buddy. My buddy. Had I been the only one to see it, I would have been thinking, "What? That was just a weird perception." But the fact that he saw the same thing, and we didn't know it until we already passed through it, and we both finished each other's sentences with what we were describing. Yeah, I know we saw the same damn thing. And for listeners that have never heard that story, yeah, we were walking through an alley in Bad Hersfeld, Germany, towards what's called the Rosskeller. And the Rosskeller, at that time, this is in 1992. And we were walking through an alley. And so the Rosskeller at that time was a restaurant. But back in, say, the 1900s and before, it would have been like a political center or a political building. Think of it like your city council or of a German village. And as we're walking, our vision changed to black and white. We saw a 1920s limousine with the Nazi flag and the German flag on the front. And we saw Hitler's entourage come out of the Ratskeller. And what was weird is how they looked at us, because they looked at us like we were just normal. They didn't look at us like we were, oh my God, there's 2 U.S. soldiers walking down the alley in American attire. They just looked at us like we were normal German citizens. And we came down the alley, took a left, started walking up the street because we saw what we saw, but it didn't make us shocked at that point. And then our vision went back to color, and we walked in silence for about 30 seconds, and then I stopped and said, "Did you see something weird back there?" And he, "Oh my God, you saw Hitler?" I'm like, yeah. Again, it's always baffled me because I don't know if it was, like Joe said, a shift in time, if it was, I don't know. I've never experienced anything like that before. It was
right,
weird.
but it's great that you have a witness, because that's what, made a lot of my experiences more, affirm to me that I actually did see what I saw, is because
absolutely.
Said, when like
And,
complete your sentence with what you saw, you're like, oh my God, this can't make this up.
It wasn't, and it wasn't like, I had to feed him information. No, he finished my fucking thought.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was
that
Hitler.
Was it's like my mom and I saw exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like when I went through I had somebody who was taking me through the vortex. We were going from one location to another for a specific reason. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they were the ones that validated what I had experienced. Whoa.
So what do you think is used with like remote viewing? Do you think portals or vortexes or anything is used, or is it something entirely different?
No, I don't think remote viewing is really anything but a mental process.
Yes, I agree. And it's different. It's very different. It's a different form of higher consciousness, but it's not using. It's not doing by location.
Right,
by location.
You're mentally.
Right, that's different.
They're all very different in comparison to remote viewing.
Right.
Remote viewing is in a form of literally psychic.
Sight.
Projecting.
Psychic ability.
Yeah, it's psychic sight. And you're not able to do anything physically. You're only there to observe. So, it's just psychic projection is all it is.
Yeah. And in astral and that you can actually physically do.
Right. But at the same time, I don't think astral projection is anything related to portals either. That is simply your psychic body, your mental body leaving and traveling. But you're not going through a portal. You're just going into the astral plane.
Eric, we all know you were given the opportunity to kill Hitler at a specific point in time,
and you didn't do it.
I did.
Son of a bitch.
I know. If I could go back and do it again, I probably would. You son of a bitch. But yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. Honestly,
no, that would alter history so ridiculously.
There you go with the whole time travel thing. I do not like time travel.
Why? Because there's so many possibilities.
You screw things up. You change the future. Where's the future? That's where we're at.
Yeah.
See, I've always looked at time travel as totally
I
different.
like the way it turned out, where the Nazis are fucked.
Oh,
I kind of like that. And if you had killed Hitler when he was a baby, nobody would know.
Well, you don't have to kill Hitler as a baby, though.
Oh, whoa,
all you have to.
I'd kill him as a teenager. I don't care.
Well, no,
it doesn't matter. Nobody would know.
There is an instance there was an instance in World War One. Hitler is running away. There's an action on the front. A British soldier had a chance to shoot him and did not do it.
That son of a bitch.
Because
I think that's just kind of bullshit.
No, it's there's no doubting Hitler was in the position, and he said Hitler mentioned that gentleman in some of his writings, saying that a British soldier had shown him mercy, and but what? Yeah, again, it's Hitler. Yeah,
the whole thing is about that. Is that Hitler was a fucking. He was okay. Blah blah blah. He got Germany back online.
Right.
He got them industrialized. He got their economy back in order. But he fucking lost his mind, and he should have been shot.
True.
But you never know.
Well, without Hitler, well, we've talked about this on a previous episode, where a lot of our medical advancements came through a lot of his people doing evil things.
Through Operation Paperclip, Project Paperclip.
Well, yeah, Operation Paperclip, but yes, we mostly know it for the space
rocketry program. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, but there were also we took a lot of their files and all of their. We didn't necessarily bring the scientists from that.
Nazis were a bunch of psychopaths.
They were, but we might not have had some of the medical advancements we would. It might have changed history,
Oh,
it's hard to say. Things.
Our entire moon program was run by a Nazi. It came over on paperclip.
Yep.
That sent us to the moon.
Also created our ICBMs that made us.
That's where moon pies came from.
Yep.
Absolutely. Oh.
Well, in the interstate system, a Nazi invention. So.
Yeah, he created the Autobahn across the entire country to rapidly move his military forces.
Ironically, theirs still work really well, and ours are cocked, especially going through Portland. So.
they I don't think they ever finished ours, to be honest with you.
Well, not up here at least.
No. Look at Highway 20. Anyway. So next week, we're talking Men in Black. And I want to actually kind of tie...
We got 20 minutes to go. Come on, you bastard.
We're wrapping up.
Fuck you.
No. We're not wrapping up. I just want to say we're talking Men in Black, and I'd like to tie it in a little bit with the Black-Eyed Children.
You prick.
Blah, blah, blah.
Joe, how much have you had? Jesus Christ, dude.
Grr.
He's drinking a beer with Bigfoot. Leave him alone. An 800-pound owl.
Again, alcohol sponsorship.
You already killed Keith.
Oh. It's been a night.
Okay, so black-eyed children, and what was the other one?
The Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Yeah, because there's actually a couple cases where there's a
Throw in
tie.
black goo while we're at it.
Huh?
Oh, I said we should throw in black goo while we're at it.
What? No. We're just doing that's a whole no. So there are.
By the way, just so I can throw my 2 cents in. Leylines suck. There's no scientific proof they exist. There's okay, something cool happened here. Something cool happened over here. Oh, let's draw a line between them. Blah! Bite me.
No, I agree with you, Joe. There is no scientific backing with Leylines.
That's not all you said. Let me think. We had it out one day.
Oh. Yeah.
What is vagina feel ley line?
I do think it's interesting. There is a connection between how they have the pyramids lined up.
Well,
I have no fucking
It has
clue.
nothing to do with ley lines.
But this is why you don't.
Got nothing to do with it, man.
This is why you don't leave Californians in the snow because they get pickled.
Right?
Jesus fuck!
You've been eating snow, haven't you?
okay. So
I love snow.
Oh yeah, I can tell. You're throwing alcohol in snow and rum.
We've had
Is that
We've
like,
had
McDonald's
30
and
buildings
things like
collapse.
that are built on them. Walmart and McDonald's, they're all built on ley lines. So there
Well,
must be
that's-
something to it.
What? Damn it! No, there's no ley line.
Go drink some more tequila, Joe.
I'm fairly sure if that's the case, then their ley lines are like everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
It's Starbucks.
You know what? The thing about ley lines is someone goes, oh, let me see something cool happen over here. Oh, something cool happened over there. Let's draw a line between them. Yeah, that's a ley line. No! There's no such thing as a ley line. Ley lines are myth. Absolute bunk. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
I think you might need to hit the bunk.
In the bunker. And Robert, I think that's part of Joe's problem. He's been drinking the Yellowstone.
Prove me wrong. I will debate you.
Hey, wait, that just proves.
Oh
so
my
you-
God, Joe! You need to set up one of those booths.
No, he drank Bigfoot Yellowstone, and he's actually alcoholic.
Joe, are you saying you're a master debater?
Oh, wow.
I'm so getting into the Cole jokes next week.
You won't remember.
Cole, you're dead meat.
You're not going to remember.
He's run out of food and he's down to whatever's in the back part of the fridge. So
Just straight
Oh my
up
God!
spam.
Did you
Spam.
seriously?
Refrigerators are portals. Refrigerators are portals for sure, man. You open that thing up, you forgot everything you
Now
were doing.
portals, I like portals. I like the idea of portals.
Yeah.
women's purses.
Don't get me
are
wrong. I really like the idea of portals. There are things that go from here to there. There are cryptids. We haven't talked about that tonight, but we have in the past. I like the idea of portals.
So I think Bigfoot actually opens a portal when he wants to disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
that
that's
where we get that weird stuff where it's only the right foot? People keep talking about that. I don't understand. Oh, you only have the right foot of Bigfoot.
Joe,
It's like, well, if you got the left foot in the portal and the right foot out.
Right?
and then he shakes it all about. He does the hokey pokey and he opens another realm. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Oh.
These whirling dervishes, they spin to open these vortex portals. Oh, yes. See, it's the hokey pokey. We've cracked the code.
I love the idea of portals. I've been told by 3 different people.
Oh
One
my
of them,
God.
Nikki, you're one of them. You know I got portals here on my property.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
I've
I
been
love
told
the
that by
hokey
a bunch
pokey.
of people. But ley lines bite me.
Oh.
Well, is there a road?
There's no scientific way.
A line that got laid down.
It's like, okay, something cool happened over here. Okay, there's really neat proof. So like, up in Scandinavia, they have these great things that happen, and there's a place that something happened, and they can drag it all the way down to Italy. They go, look, well, here's a line. Let's call that a ley line. No, it's not a ley line.
I know. Okay, that's what
some really cool things that have happened.
That's what I've been saying for years about latitude and longitude, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
The curious thing about those lines is that it's like when you draw them all the way around the Earth, like they intersect like all these different
Yeah, but
places. It's
who's
not
doing the
just
drawing?
Right, that's the other part.
A ufologist with a red
But
crayon.
who's doing the drawing? Yeah, there are a lot of great things all around the planet that have happened. But who's doing the drawing of these? You can draw stuff. I've seen 1,000 different ley line maps. And
Okay, all right.
Not one of them match up. Not one of them matches up with anything else.
Think of it as a
cool thing.
It's a web.
Here's
It's
the
a
cool
web.
thing. Look, we could draw a line between them. Well, you could draw a line between anything.
Right. So the curious thing is like, in that
Maybe we're the ball of twine, man, and we're the one that's leading them through the Minotaur's secret caves.
of Washington, you can see where the ley line, like one ley line that crosses all the way through the state to connect to some other place, and another one they actually cross like right at Index, Washington. And it's interesting because that's a very high area of, metaphysical and
I can draw a line between a bunch of different neat things.
Okay, seriously.
And you go, oh, those are ley lines. No, they're not.
I'm looking at Joe's point of view here, and all I can think of is a rubber band ball. Okay?
With a bunch of with a bunch of McDonald's around. What?
Yeah, with a McDonald's in every intersection. Okay?
We've broken Nikki yet again.
I love the fact that people have portals here and there and everywhere. I really do like that.
I think that every ball pit is a portal.
Shut up! I cannot put up with ley lines. They're just, you can't measure them. Nobody can pull out a scientific instrument and go, oh, I'm measuring a ley line here. No, it's just one point between another. That's a line that has nothing to do with anything. Go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, okay. That's it.
All right.
You needed to have said. Okay, Joe, you missed your timing on this. You needed to wait about 10 more minutes before you started on this. See, you could
well, God damn it! I tried! I held my peace.
Nobody wants to imagine you holding your peace.
You have to work on your timing.
Well,
that's it. Bunker door shut.
I did notice that Joe went quiet. I didn't think because his lips were on the bottle.
Mic drop.
You have to realize I was polite. I kept my peace. I was biting my tongue the whole time. For almost an hour, I didn't say a goddamn thing. We can all suck my dick.
Oh, wow.
Okay, hold on. Nikki's trying to say something.
That's
This
why
might
you
take a minute.
I know you love me.
What Robert posted and what Cole posted on did you not?
Hey,
wow.
So that's
yes.
I have something.
I'm done ranting. Go ahead.
So pyramids, we have them in, well, ancient aliens or whatever. They're the reasons that, we have, pyramids in Egypt and in South America and Asia. What happened to the Norwegians or the Celts or whoever it was that did Stonehenge? Were they just lazy?
Whoa, no. No, there is more than Stonehenge in that area. There is over 60 different henge items, like henge areas in that one area alone. There is Woodhenge, Stonehenge.
Exactly. Cole is right. The Scandinavians have stuff that goes back 15 to 20,000 years.
Yeah,
you're missing.
It's way older than anything those fucking Egyptians did.
Yeah, there are pyramid mounds in Wales and all over.
Well, okay. My point was they're just not as productive as the Egyptians and all the other ones when they actually have actual pyramids.
Well, they probably.
But Rick, you gotta think. They didn't have the slaves that the Egyptians did either.
Well, there you go. So
quite honestly, the Egyptians showed up and went, "Hey, look at this stuff. Let's claim that we did it."
Yep.
They had nothing to do with it.
And understand too, there's pyramids all over the fucking planet and Mars.
Exactly.
And there's even one in Illinois.
Yes.
What? There's a pyramid in Illinois?
That one always shows up after you fall asleep.
Oh.
Well, there's a pyramid in Memphis and in Las Vegas too, but we sort of.
I like that one better.
Like an ancient Cahokian site.
You can actually win money in that pyramid.
And they put chocolates on your pillows.
Yeah.
I heard that all pyramids were a scheme.
Well, you would not
Yeah,
be
they were
wrong.
scheming free energy. I heard that the Great Pyramid was never used for burial. It held the Ark of the Covenant.
It never was. The Great Pyramid was never used as a burial site. In fact, none of the pyramids, they haven't found any carvings inside that have told everybody
there we
the story
go.
of everything that's going on. Just like in all the old tombs you see, they're all completely covered in stories. But you know what? The pyramids, there's nothing inside of them.
So this goes back to your Baghdad battery theory here, Cole. Maybe the Great Pyramid is just a ginormous Baghdad battery.
I don't know, but about a month ago, the main period at Giza,
pyramid,
like the biggest one, they just found a new chamber.
Oh, I saw something about that. Yeah,
I've heard about that.
Yeah,
They don't know
Nefertiti's.
what's going on with that place yet.
No, they're not even close to uncovering everything.
Oh, fuck no.
No.
Because imagine...
Okay, like, look at, like, Göbekli Tepe. Okay? They've only uncovered, like, 1/8 of the area that Göbekli Tepe covers.
Well, look at Easter Island.
Do you know what I think they're going to find? I think they're going to find that the underside is a dome. And it's just like an ice cream cone that fell off someone's hand.
Giant.
And it's really sad.
Giant snack.
Yeah.
Ice cream cone.
Shut up, Joe. You just shut up.
Slap him. Who's next to him?
Don't eat an ice cream cone, Joe.
Slap him now.
Oh my god.
Oh no! So look at the statues at Easter Island. How many years did it take them
What do you
to
think
start
the black
digging down
hole is?
and go? Oh my God! They've got bodies.
That's racist, Harmony.
No.
We do not.
Can we do bullshit about the Egyptian pyramids next week?
No, next week Men in
I was
Black and
asking.
Black-Eyed Children.
If you can tie it into Men in Black and Black-Eyed Children, then no, yeah.
Well, we can put it on the list, Joe, and in 3 weeks we
We'll
can
tear
do
it
it.
apart. Pyramids.
But then again,
Stone by
this was
stone.
portals and ley lines, and we didn't even touch on it close.
Dude, we definitely touched the ley lines.
You were
The
drinking.
whole thing goes.
Ley lines. You just spent the last 12-15 minutes debunking ley lines.
Right?
We talked about ley lines.
Shit.
Oh my god.
And out.
And we will see you next week, folks, as we talk about Black-Eyed Children, the time with Men in Black.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Night, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, have a good night, and we will see you later.
Data transfer complete. System malfunction. Please evacuate immediately. Program terminated.
Son of a biscuit eater.